Waiting for a few people to chime in, and we're going to get this thing rolling. Give it about a few more minutes. Give it about 3 more minutes. Conversation and reviews. Yeah, we're going to talk about it. King Conversations. We're going to talk about it. Grand Rising, Kings and Queens. Let's have an awesome day. Make each day an awesome day. Awesome day. Awesome week. It's time to get active. Wait about a few more minutes. All right. All right. Here we go. It's your boy Big Truck. Welcome. Conversation and Reviews. I'm your host, Big Truck, here at the King's Table. This is what we're going to do. Okay. I have some clips here, and we're going to get the conversation started. Men having men conversations. Got a lot of things to unpack. So grab your shoulder pads and your helmet. Shout out to my man, first up to bat, O'Shea Duke Jackson. He has some things to say. I have some things to say. And then the spirit of the universe is going to take us home. Let's continue to get work. Grab your shoulder pads and your helmet. Let's get it.
The court of public opinion is mixed when it comes to cooking with Kaya. She's a young lady who became enormously popular on TikTok for her cooking videos. But it wasn't just the recipes. It was mixed in with a little bit of entertainment in excessive booty clapping. Some people think that what she does was genius, while others believe that, well, this is another 304 trying to get rich by...
What she did, she had a good gimmick, okay? Illustrating her love for food, her love for cooking, and also with a little bit of dancing at the end of it. It's a good gimmick. It's good, and it shows that she's passionate about what she does, and she loves what she does. Okay? That's the gist of it. That's just what I got from it. And she bringing sex appeal to the game.
Just using her cheeks. And of course, either person can be right, but there's no denying that cooking with Kaya is here to stay, at least for now. From going to TikTok to becoming a big time streamer on Twitch, everybody is noticing cooking with Kaya. And that even was amplified when she went to Streamers University. For those of you guys who don't know what happened at Streamer University, she was dating a young man by the name of Zay Braun, and they were in a relationship together.
Now, I want you to pay attention to this brother here, okay? They used to date in a relationship, whether if it was serious or not, that was together. But he's going to be an important factor, and he's going to shed some light to all of this. Let's continue to feast.
Together, but that changed when this happened at Streamers University.
So they had a little party going on, and Kaya went to that party. Cool. Be mindful. Kaya has a dude right there. That's him. That's her boyfriend. She goes to the party. She throwing it back on other dudes. It's as simple as that. That's what she doing at that party. While she doing that, there's dudes that's actually touching on her while she's doing that at the party. Now, don't get me wrong. Kaya must definitely check them dudes. Like, yo, don't do that. Like, don't touch me. You know what I'm saying? Don't do that. But you can't really...
Now, she at this party, all right, dropping it like it's hot, dancing and shit. Dude dances up on her. She said, hey, not with that. I'm painting the picture. The picture's being painted here. because everything is going to connect at the end. I just need y'all to follow along and pay attention. Then it's going to add up at the end. It's going to make sense at the end of it.
Say that to those guys if you're starting it. If you decide to throw it back, that's what dudes do. You know what I'm saying? They gonna catch it. It's as simple as that.
Once that happened, a popular TikToker by the name of Chevy Caprice predicted this.
I'm going to give Cooking with Kaya until maybe the end of the summer before she is completely ruined, before she completely has ruined her name, her brand, and really her newfound fame. She needs a team. You know, she needs people around her, a little older, to kind of guide her with some of the things that she say to help her.
Now, this part is true. And shout out to the sister here. She has some very, very amazing content, by the way. But she makes a good, valid point. You got to have a team of people around you, okay, to tell you what's appropriate, what's inappropriate, how to speak, what to say, what not to say, how to move, how to sit your ass down, instead of just being all over the place. But let's continue.
Not speak on certain things, and to just teach her how to speak if she's looking to continue to be, you know, like a public figure. At one point they was rooting for her, and now that she allegedly got caught cheating on her boyfriend,
He said, hey, the way that Kaya is going, like, she's not going to be around, she's going to crash out. And it's interesting because her ex-boyfriend Zabron was pretty much calling her out and basically, you know, calling her a 304 because he went all the way to Akron, Ohio with her. And
Question: where did she cheat at? Who did she sleep with? Just because a person is dancing with someone or dancing doesn't mean that that person cheated. And of course, she checking the dudes. So I'm trying to understand right there at that moment, at that point, where's cheating come into play? But there's other things that she did do that was disrespectful and that was fucked up. And we're going to talk about it.
you know, when he wasn't there, she decided to go ahead on and basically bounce her booty on a few guys, and some dudes was smacking it, and she seemed to be completely okay with it. And the breakup was public. And then she revealed some information about Zabron, the ex-boyfriend.
If I was one, that would be embarrassing for you. Like, why would you stay with a? Why would you cry for a? She says she wants you to go get established and that she doesn't want to be in a relationship. Why would you literally cry? Okay, like,
that was her mistake right there. That was fuck up number one. That type of conversation, that statement right there, y'all could have had that between y'all two. That did not have to be broadcast all on social media to humiliate that man and to disrespect that man. Now, you out of pocket for that, Kaya. Let's talk about it. You out of pocket for that. And that goes for a large number of you modern feminist 99-cent mop bucket mammy pirates. Watch what your mouth say. If you don't have nothing nice to say, keep your motherfucking mouth shut. Certain things, everybody don't need to know. Especially when it's personal.
y'all, I've never seen a man cry like that. And I'm not, men can cry. But it just got to the point where it's like, dang, like every time I tell you anything like that.
Now, if you guys didn't know, Zabron is a streamer. He's not like a really big streamer, but she was revealing to the public that, you know, hey, yeah, at one point we were dating. It was sort of serious, but, you know, he wasn't really getting it together and he wasn't really on my level. And at the same time, she's talking about that this dude is crying. I never seen a man cry like this before. I mean, what's going on with this guy? And then people started to like basically check on Zabron And when Zay responded, he said this.
This is crazy because y'all don't even be knowing what y'all saying. And the fact that Shuri posted this is so crazy to me because the bookings she was getting, I was negotiating them bookings. I was bringing her in more money. The 20B1s, bro, she was going to do that 20B1 for $8K. Bro, I talked them up to $20,000, you know? I wanted her to go up, bro. I knew what she had going on. I knew she was going viral, and I wanted her to make the best out of it.
So now we get it now. He was the one getting their business. He was the one hooking up those contracts. He was the one doing the work. Okay. Now it's beginning to make sense here. Nobody knew who the fuck Kaya was until he came along.
See, me, I did slow down my life. I did. I stopped streaming. I fell in love, and yeah, I wanted to do it all the time. Okay, I'll admit that. But it's not like I was trying to slow her down because at the end of the day, I was trying to push her too, but I just wasn't pushing myself. And I know that's where I messed up at. But at the same time, bro, she can't, like, come on now, bro. I was helping her make way more money than she knew. I was teaching her the game, bro. I've been in the game for a long time. She went viral for her face and what she do, of course. But I was in the background teaching her the game, bro. No cap. Y'all just be talking on this app.
Zay was like, yo, wait a minute. Like, she's the one that got big by learning from me. I was the one negotiating her stuff. I was the one helping her get on. And, you know, like, nobody knew her. She was a subscriber to mine. And then once I taught her about the game, she created an account and became big. Now she's acting like she's better than me, which has actually happened. And now young men out there are saying this.
What I learned about their relationship is...
And let me just say, that's how a large number of women behave. When a man puts you on, when a man does the work, when a man does what he do, it's almost like you bite the hand that fucking feeds you. It's like, now I'm up here, I don't need you. Okay. I'm pinpointing some things out for a reason.
I thought that Kaya blew up and he was just a boyfriend that got left behind. But the whole time I found out he was popping before she was. He was the one that put her on, gave her the game on everything. So now it low-key seemed like he put her on, she got bigger than him, and then she started talking crazy. That's what it kind of seemed like to me now.
So now what's happening is the guys are out here looking like, yo, man, like, yo, Kaya is messed up. Like, she had this dude cared about her. I mean, she basically crapped on this dude. And she went out to streamers, universities with some other dudes that she really didn't know and just started bouncing her booty on these guys. And basically, like, yo, man, like, something's wrong with her. Like, yo, we got to call her out on this. And that's what's been happening, right? Dudes have been putting out content against Kaya, basically saying that she's a 304, saying that she's shady, saying that she don't really care about people. Like, yo, like, you got to watch out for this chick. She's this and that. So every time she comes online, these guys are reminding her about how she did Zay Brown because now they feel like she don't have any loyalty. But wait, guys, there's more. Cooking with Kaya has had enough of the criticism. And so this happens.
I'm just irritated. Like, my name just gets slandered so much and I really don't be doing nothing.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct.
Bullshit, you dumb motherfucker. Accountability. Now, granted, it was wrong. You know what they're doing, how they doing you and treating you and all that. Number one, let me get this out. Number one, your ass shouldn't be crying on fucking social media. What you just did was give them more ammo to come at your black ass. Shut your mouth, dry your eyes, and get your ass back in the motherfucking game. And stop acting like you don't know what the hell is going on. Your ex-boyfriend, you owe him an apology. That's where you fucked up. You have to learn what to say and what not to say. You have to learn to keep your motherfucking mouth shut. Certain conversations, it ain't meant for everybody else to hear. I'm sorry, it's not. And you wonder why cats coming for you. You wonder why folk having secret meetings about you. Yeah, you're very nice and attractive, but the whole cooking with the booty shaking, that shit is done. You're going to have to come up with something else now. You're going to have to reinvent yourself. You had something good, but you fucked it up. And now you acting like you don't know what's going on. Why are they coming for me? Boo-hoo. Fuck all of that. On that aspect, I don't feel sorry for you. You get what the fuck you deserve. You gonna sit up there and crap on somebody that helped you, opened up doors for you. You ain't no better than these 99-cent mop bucket mammy pirates out here. Modern feminist pirates out here. Doing the exact same thing to good men. But wonder why they ass don't get chose.
Like, I literally don't be doing nothing. It's just always something. When it comes to my name, it's just always something. Like, it's so rare that I see positive stuff about me. And I literally don't do nothing. Like, nothing. Like, nothing could get worse than that. So it's just like, all the hate and everything, like, nothing affects me no more. Like, it's like I have no feelings no more.
Boo fucking who? Whose fault is that? For real, for real.
All right, y'all, I'm finna just end for a little bit. I'll probably be back later.
Now all of a sudden she don't know what she did wrong. All of a sudden it's not, she doesn't bother anybody. Why are all the people just hating on her? And I mean, there are many comments that were supporting her, but like even DDG, he came in her defense to say this.
I want to tell you in front of all these people, the hate that you getting is because you're pretty.
Aww.
Thank you.
WDDG, man.
That's where it comes from. So you just got to think of the hate as a compliment.
Hell no, to the no, hell to the no.
He said that, hey, the reason why people are hating on you is because you're pretty.
Stop the cap.
I mean, yeah, Cooking with Kaya has a nice body and everything like that, but would somebody say like she's like excessively pretty? I don't think so. I mean, she's nice looking and everything, but I mean,
it's not the fact that she was pretty. It's the fact of what the fuck she done. And she doesn't acknowledge what she done. Fuck the dancing at the club or whatever the fuck you were at. That's not cheating. It's what you verbally said about the dude that you was with and spewing out personal information or certain conversations that should have been had behind closed doors that should not have been put or said on social media for everybody to hear. That's the shit that's wrong. Like I said, I got some shit to get off my chest. There's a whole lot of shit to get off my chest, and we're going to talk about it. Punk motherfuckers.
you see Cooking with Kaya, you might hate on her because she's famous, but then she's always been like famous. And I think that her breakdown has been recently after Streamers University. But I found some comments of some people and hear what they had to say. Nice to see being a 304 isn't respected still. She's out here twerking on camera, but still expects respect. The other person goes, I hate to see her crying, but she literally came up by making videos stating how she can take your man and cook for him. And they started shaking behind like, come on now.
He's right, you know.
But then here's something else.
This is a prime example of why men do not feel safe with women. And young ladies, I want y'all to pay attention to some of the things that Kaya is doing so that y'all can learn from it. Now, when Kaya got up there and expressed that, I never seen a man cry like that. Like, why you keep crying? Then you crying over him. When you say things like that, men are now going to look at you as like not a safe place. Are they going to still talk to her? Of course. Are they going to still rock with her? Of course. Are they still going to try to have sex with her? Of course. Are they still going to try to make her their girlfriend? Of course. Because there's...
But they are not going to take her seriously. Not in a relationship. You're just a garden tool. And when I'm done using my garden tool, I'll put your ass back in the tool shed.
Other things that come along with that, like the spotlight, the attention, you know, just the ideal of her. They're gonna still go after her, but they're not gonna let their guards down with her, because she has now put another man's business out there. And one thing about men, they stick to the code. All they gotta see is a girl treat one dude one way, and most dudes is gonna stick to the code.
The sisterhood don't know what the fuck the code is, because they turn on each other and rat each other out. But men stick to the guy code. That's just how that works.
This a real dude world out here. Girls, y'all like fake girls. Y'all don't stick with each other like the men stick with each other. All you gotta do is treat one dude one way, and they all following suit. Man, bro, she ain't no good, man. No, you see how she did that? Like, they don't play them type games.
Shout out to Chevy Caprice for saying this, because one thing we see with Cooking with Kaya is a lack of accountability. Like, the whole time she didn't want to take any accountability for what she did to the young man and the expectations. But the reality is that men, when we see women like Cooking with Kaya, we're like, oh nah, she's no good. Like, and that's exactly what dudes would do. It's official, guys. Travis Hunter is officially a married man, and a happy man, for more than one reason. Number one, he got the girl of his dreams, Leanne, on the name. And number two, he signed a pretty big contract, over $45 million, with the Jacksonville Jaguars. He has his dream chick with his dream career, with a whole bunch of dream endorsements. The question around the internet is still this: did Travis Hunter get married without a prenup?
Big news today. Wide receiver Travis Hunter, who just signed a...
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct.
Never, ever put yourself in a situation to marry someone without a prenup. Whether you are an athlete or non-athlete, you still get a prenup. And if a woman really loves you, really wants to be with you, she'll sign that prenup. If she has a problem with the prenup being presented, then you already know what type of person that individual is. And you leave that motherfucker alone.
A $50 million NFL contract, apparently got married in Tennessee. And now the internet is ablaze with it. What is he actually giving up here by failing to do it? I mean,
in Tennessee, I believe they are an equitable distribution state, which means that things generally are split equally, but it doesn't have to be exactly 50-50. And so with something like a $50 million contract, depending on the, when the divorce occurs, if you were in California, there's an argument that, she could be entitled to exactly half of that contract. That's not necessarily the case in Tennessee. There's also a bunch of other factors like the...
No, let's keep it 3,000. In California, when it comes to divorce, you're fucked. Number one, it's a no-fault state. And number two, when it comes to assets, it's a little... it's more than just a 50-50 split. Let's continue. I want to make that clear about divorces in California. I know that each state is different, have their own guidelines in regards of divorce, but I'm speaking on California on that one.
Length of the marriage, and other things like that would affect how much money she would be walking away with if the parties were to get divorced.
So this particular law firm did some research, and honestly, they were wondering why Travis Hunter got married in the state of Tennessee. Now, if you're in a state such as California, you split the properties of each you and your wife 50-50 down the line, or whatever you earned, or however it goes. And it also determines of the length of the marriage and things like that. But in Tennessee, it doesn't have to be equally. That means Travis Hunter could walk away with 80% of his earnings and she would get 20%, or maybe she could get 80% of the earnings and he would get 20%. So could this be a tactical situation? But wait, there's more.
I would say this, and this is my final takeaway. I think the internet needs to calm down a little bit. This is a personal decision that this person makes. You know, a lot of people still consider marriage to be a sacred contract, and you know, it's quite challenging to come in and promise somebody you're going to spend the rest of your life, and then say, "Hey, buddy."
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct.
Let's really have a conversation about it. Let's be honest about it. Who does marriage really benefit? Would you argue and say that marriage benefits both parties? Or would you argument and say marriage only benefits the woman and not the man? Because at some point, a woman can have this imaginary thing in her mind and say, I don't want to be married to you anymore. I want to get a divorce. Wow. Kind of similar to me. After 14 months, life happens. Your bitch ass want to run. No, stand and face. One thing I cannot stand is when motherfuckers get on social media or publicly and act all Billy Badass. I'm strong, I'm independent. I'm this and I'm that. But when life happens, you run like a motherfucking pup with your motherfucking tail tucked. And when it comes to standing fighting for something that is right, you don't. You abandon the marriage. You abandon the agreement, the oath that you took. Dumbass, when you said I do. I cannot stand when individuals behave that way. Because why get married the next time? How do I know if this is something that is going to be promising? How do I know that this is something that is going to benefit me? I don't want to put myself in a position like that again, to get hurt. I don't want to put myself in a position to go through that. If that's the case, I'd rather go overseas and get me a wife. At least I know that that person is going to be there in the long run, because that's how they were raised. They were raised to be wives for the most part. Now, I know here in America, you could find that exact same thing within a woman. And I'm explaining it this way because women take the lead in the divorce rate. Meanwhile, you got good men out there that fight for their marriage, but still get nothing in the end. Like, what the fuck? This is the shit that we don't talk about, that's not talked about. But see, when you know better, you do better. Okay, we ain't got to sign no prenup. But at least I know my assets are in someone else's name. So therefore, you can try to come after me. Wow, we didn't sign no prenup. I can get over him. Yeah, okay. Until that judge come and tell you he has no assets. All of his assets is not in his name. Then your dumb ass gonna be sitting there looking like a damn duck.
By the way, let me have you sign this prenup. So I'm going to give this young man a little bit of credit in just being brave enough to make his own decisions. So everybody, just remember, hate the game, not the player. All right.
Boy, you don't sit your stupid ass down. Who the you think you is?
Now, the gentleman here is pretty much saying that, hey, listen, you guys need to calm down. This is a young man that's trying to do the right thing. Marriage is still something very sacred. So that's all you guys should be worried about. However, that is not what everybody is saying. If we look at this particular post, there is a celebrity attorney who's very, very popular by the name of James Sexton. As you can see here, class act. Celebrity divorce attorney James Sexton is offering free prenup agreements to the entire 2025 NFL draft class. Sexton advises that no rookie follow in Travis Hunter's footsteps, marrying Lee Allen without a prenuptial agreement in the first place or in place before signing his massive $46.6 million rookie.
Men, you have to pay attention to this. This is a prime example of making the wrong moves, doing all the wrong things.
You're an idiot or a fool!
You got to be willing to be grounded and protect your assets, man. Whether you are an athlete or non-athlete, you got to be able to protect your assets as well as protect your damn peace. This is a wrong move. I give this marriage 3 years at the most before shit start happening.
Contract. Now, I've never heard of James Sexton before, but I had to search who he was, and when I did, I came up with many videos around his name. I came across this particular clip.
90% of people have had a first marriage by age 50.
Well, you will have been married.
Yeah.
At some point.
If you are listening to this right now, 9 out of 10 of you will be married by like age 50. The divorce rate currently for, I guess, first marriage is what, 50%?
It's a little higher than that. 86% get remarried within 5 years of their divorce.
Okay, so it's like...
So it's not only do 86% of people who've now been through the horror of a divorce, even the friendliest one is a terrible disruption.
But now we're doing it all over again.
They're going to do it again. Let's do it. We're in.
But wait, there's more.
Is it true that divorce rates for a second marriage are higher than 66%?
Yep.
And then third marriage, 75%.
Yeah, it's even higher.
What is happening? You would think you feel like you're getting better at it. Like you're like, okay, I failed once.
No, it teaches statistically it shows the opposite, which is that you're not good at it and the chances of you getting better at it go down. So I have a client who's on his 5th divorce right now, and I've done his last 3 prenups.
So Mr. Sexton says that most people divorce the first time at a very high rate. Then they're dumb enough to get married again. And I believe like the second time divorce rate is like 75%. No, stop the show. These are the same people that says, you know what? I'm more mature now. I'm more ready to engage in marriage. And I think I'm good this time. Sounds a lot like Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck, right? But wait, he also said that there's a third time that they do it, and it's almost like 80%. So people go through divorces and go through all of this traumatic experience only to continue to experience these things back and forth over.
Again, where's the benefit? This is the real conversation with it. Where's the benefit? When you marry for the wrong reasons, the shit is going to backfire. Okay? You have to be willing to look at things from a third eye. And we see in these athletes, I mean, I can go down the list. Zion, what the fuck? Really? You got to learn to keep your stuff in your pants. You messing with a dried up corn star. She's delusional as fuck. She looked weird. She looked like a damn weirdo, a stalker weirdo, trying to get paid. Mad and bitter because you curved her. You didn't marry her. You had a baby by somebody else. You stopped giving her money. Now she mad. Edwards. What the fuck? Gotta move differently, my brother. There's no such thing as an IG model. Those are IG 304s. Looking for a damn come up. And half of them use filters. They ain't really coming hard like that in the paint. Shout out to my man, my cousin Archie Alexander, for putting me up on game when I was going through what I was going through. Let's continue to feast.
And over again. So when Mr. James Sexton says that none of these guys should do this without a prenuptial agreement, he's actually talking about his experience. He's not giving his own personal opinion on this. He's giving it from what he sees in the field. And that's important for people like Travis Hunter. I understand that you love her. I understand that you believe that you're going to go through this life with her. And that very well may be her position. However, that usually is not the case. And other brothers have been talking about this here on Black YouTube.
Travis Hunter just got married. First reaction, good move or bad move?
Bad move.
Shout out to Lapeef Network, right? And they're going to bring this brother that's there is going to bring a strong point home.
It's in fact a bad move. Emory University did a research study that found that men who spend more money on wedding rings are more likely to get a divorce. So the men who spent between $2,000 and $4,000 were 1.3 times more likely to get a divorce than men who spent $500 to $2,000 on a wedding ring. And the men who spent $20,000 or more on a wedding ring were 3.5 times more likely to get a divorce than men who spent less than that. And there he is dropping the bag on the wedding ring. So that right there is just...
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct.
Men, continue to make smart decisions. The worst thing that you can do is put yourself in an uncompromising position. I remember having conversations with my cousin Archie, and Archie put me up on so much game, and I love him for that. Because Archie said, okay, big truck, this is where you fucked up at. You have to reinvent yourself. You have to look at yourself and acknowledge your faults, acknowledge your wrong, and come up with a solution to fix it. Got me coughing and shit. Because the next go around, you want it to be right. You want it to be with the right woman that loves you, respects you, and treats you right. Stop giving yourself, your energy, your time to worthless women. They don't mean shit.
Just being objective, according to the data, that right there is it's not looking good. It's more likely that he's going to get a divorce.
The brother says that men who spend the least amount of money on their wedding rings or engagement rings stay married the longest. It makes sense because you're not under booty clapping conditions. If you give your wife a
let me just say this: those that have tapped in on my YouTube channel, those have tapped in on my Rumble, please put a #1 in the chat and like the video. We are aiming high, so thank you. I appreciate the love.
A small ring or something like that, it means genuinely that your wife loves you and wants to be with you for who you are. But in the case of Travis Hunter, it appears that this was based on some booty clapping conditions, because when he got married to his wife, hey, he spent like $600,000 on a Mercedes-Benz truck. I'm pretty sure he spent millions of dollars on a wedding. He got married in Tennessee. He pretty much did everything that she wanted. And in order for him to keep that lady, those are the conditions that he must operate under. And many men that typically do this, well, it's already showing the lady that you have money and you're already buying her anyway. So once she gets the ability to divorce you, she's gone.
Damn.
But what else is important?
Did you know that NFL players that are multimillionaires, 4 out of 5 of them are either going bankrupt or reporting that they're having financial distress? That's literally.
Meanwhile, the chick already done bounced. Chick already done bounced, took half your shit, on to the next one. While your ass is over there suffering. Because, motherfucker, you didn't listen. When motherfuckers tried to warn you and have a conversation with you, no, you were stubborn and hard-headed. You was nookie whipped. Gonna learn today. Gonna fuck around and learn. You gotta make better decisions. You gotta make wiser choices, man. You can't be so damn nookie whipped that a woman can come in and control you and put a ring on your nose and pull it any which way. No, you gotta stand on business and sit on damn chrome. Take charge of your life. You are a king, damn it. Act like it. Live it. Know it. Know your worth. Know who you are and whose you are in the season of your life. Stop waiting for somebody else to validate who the fuck you are. You should already know that. A woman needs to jump on your program. She needs to be on your team. And if she's not, what one woman won't do, another woman will. All in fair is love and war.
For every 5 NFL players, 4 of them are either bankrupt or having financial hardship. After they play, of course. There was even a documentary that came out that was called Broke, and it talked about exactly why NFL players are going broke right after playing. And one of the main reasons, as I thought about it, was probably because of this.
But wait, there's more.
Most NFL players have perfected the art and the craft of playing football. But the reason that most of them go broke is because no one's taught them how to be financial literate. Think about it. You go from playing football where you're making barely anything in college, everyone else is making money besides you, and then the next thing you know, you're a multimillionaire, literally with 6 figures and 7 figures that you're making a month and a year. It's really easy to spend that money thinking that it's going to be there forever because you never had money before.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct.
Another thing they're not teaching is when it comes to the dating aspect of it, you have to choose wisely. First, you have to protect your assets and protect yourself, protect your peace. But also protect your assets. If a woman really loves you and a woman really wants to be with you, she's going to sign a prenup. Because she understands the reason why one has to be presented. But a real one wouldn't care because she loves you and she wants to be with you. Like I said, present a prenup and watch her body language, watch her facial micros, listen to her response. If she's for you and she truly loves you, she gonna sign it. If she doesn't, she won't sign it. Then you will know. Then you'll know how to move accordingly. Take your finances and invest your finances. So that way, when football is over and football is done, you'll still have streams of consistent income coming in. See, these are these things that rookies need to know. Not even rookies. I'll go a step further. A lot of the veterans need to know, because you got a lot of veterans out there making fucking rookie mistakes. This is business 101. Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Get the book.
This brother talks about how most NFL athletes, 80% of them go broke because they don't manage their money. Now, it is true that most men are not getting married in the NFL like before, but if you can look at a prenuptial agreement or getting married without a prenuptial agreement, that could take substantially a lot of money away from you. It's a tool to go broke. Okay, you've already spent all this money, you're financing things, you're buying houses. You got to understand that when you have money, you're helping your family and doing things like that. So yeah, I mean, this is a bad situation. And unfortunately, a guy like Travis Hunter believes that he's going to be the exception and not the rule. When
he's going to find out the hard way. And it's going to hit him hard. Next up to bat is my man Greg Adams. Coach Greg Adams, Mr. Peace Sleeve himself. I learned a lot from this man. Just when I was going through my time in the wilderness, certain individuals' content I was coming across, and I needed that knowledge. I needed that act right. I needed that get right. And I messaged Greg Adams a few times, but we're going to hear what he has to say. I have some things to say. Then the spirit of the universe is going to take us home. Once again, grab your shoulder pads and your helmet and peep this shit out.
We got the main event coming up, so buckle your seatbelt. Hey, DDG. It always sounds like DPG. Top dollar with the gold flea collar. Dipping in my new Impala. DDG. DDG fight back in court. How did it go? Well, I won't spoiler alert, but let's take you to the story here. What do I tell you about women? What do I tell you about women when they have babies? I've told you this, and this is one of the lessons. You can write this down. I said, you're with a woman, the love of your life. When she has a baby on you, there's a high chance she's going to discover unconditional love for the first time. Write this down. Write this down. She's going to discover unconditional love for the very first time. Why? She thought you were in love with her. I'm in love with you. Love with you. I'm in love. Yeah. And guess what? She has a baby. And she will find out what real love is. And typically, because there's an attachment to women, women think they create babies. They don't. They incubate babies. I create babies. I put babies in you. I am the spark of life. You're a fucking empty egg. All right. Until I nut in you, and then the spark of life enters the egg, and then you incubate a baby for me automatically. You don't even have to think about it. You wake up, and the baby just incubates in your body. A very, very miraculous thing. However, science has basically diminished the importance of women and basically elevated the importance of men in baby creation. Allah, take away the rights of the dad. Allah, he has to pay child support. He really is the creator of life. I am the creator of life. I am God Allah. I am God on earth. I am the King of Kings. I'm the Lord of Lords of that woman. All right. But at the end of the day, what happens is, because she incubates this baby and feeds this baby through her you know what I'm talking about, her umbilical cord, the baby's survival hinges on this woman. All right. And you are the supporter of this woman as she incubates and nests and does all this shit to hatch the egg. What'll happen is she develops an undying attachment to that child. This is why a lot of women will become codependent and have undying attachments to their children. This is why it's very rare for women to abandon their children. It's not as rare for men to abandon their children. So women have a closeness to this child because she incubated. It came from inside of her body, and it came through her uterus and through her through her goddamn vagina. All right, this is a very, very bonding activity, which women can't see why men abandon kids. It's very simple. I didn't have the baby in me. It was in my nut ball. It was in my nut sack. All right, but I can have tens of thousands of these babies. You can only have a few at a time. So you're going to develop this closeness. When she does, she will experience unconditional love for the first time in her life. Not even her parents can give her unconditional love. Not even yo goofy buck tooth recessed chin ass can give a woman unconditional.
Is it making sense so far? See, we're setting the scene. We're giving you the history. We're giving you the breakdown. Okay.
Love. Even if you marry the biggest slop-a-lop on the planet and you tell her you love her, she doesn't trust it. The baby, on the other hand, will give her the most unconditional love she's ever experienced. And you will never be able to top that love that her child gives her. You'll never be able to top the love that the child gives her. And I've been saying this for years, but I want to show you a woman saying it just so you can understand what I'm talking about. Now, that doesn't mean your love is truly diminished. She just has a deeper love with her child. Period. That's it. And I'm going to tell you right here. I'm going to show you a woman that says this right here on Twitter or Facebook, it looks like. This is a woman named Leandra. She says having a baby will quickly make you realize that you don't love a man and you've actually never loved a man ever in your life. Says you feel that love between you and your baby in the hospital bed and you're like, damn, my bad. Actually, I've never been in love before. That's the real tea on why so many couples break up after the baby comes. Now, she's not wrong. That's exactly what I've been telling.
And she's not. Okay? Unless you two have an understanding, have a bond. Okay? But see, again, we have to be willing to face facts with facts and have real adult conversation regarding this matter. You say, big truck, how come no one is talking about it? Exactly.
Telling men, this is why I have the marriage wheel. This is why I tell you in the black community, most relationships don't last past the first baby. All right. In the other communities, or if you date interracially, you will have 2 or 3 babies. This is why you get to the marriage wheel. The investment phase is over. So she's validating the investment phase. Okay. All she said was the investment phase. Okay. So men will think that I've been telling you this, that I've been tripping. But guys, this is how it works. I'm sorry. This is how it works. You can deny it. Some women can work through it and around it, but you will find that even marriages, the relationship will struggle after she's done having kids. And then he becomes the 5th responsibility, sexless marriage. There's the honeydew list guy. Honeydew, cheaper to keep her. Happy wife, happy life. That's why happy wife, happy life exists right here. Okay, because the only way he can keep her is to keep her happy. The minute he starts saying no to her and telling her to stop, wearing attention-seeking clothes, pulling rank, the minute he starts doing this, he's abusive. All right? He's abusive. He's just the abusive, insecure male that projects and blah, 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 blah. But the reality is, if you understand the social science I'm kicking, it's this. How about this? A woman will act right until she has a baby. Then when she has a baby or 2, she starts tripping on you, right? This is the basics of why this happens. We could try to rationalize it, and you could say, you could show me women who don't do this. This is why you have henpecked husbands. She's done having kids, and she sees him as another child. I'm not going to be responsible for you. You do your own laundry. You go fuck yourself. All right, just give me the money. This is why you have sexist marriages, because she's done. I'm done hatching these babies. By the way, in the olden times, in the times of where Homo erectus, pause, men didn't stick around very long with families. This idea of staying together for love and forever is a new idea. All right. It's a very new romantic idea that today is hard for us to do it because we have.
It's true. It's true. And he's making good, valid points. This is the type of information that a large number of men need to really take in and dissect. This is free game. Grab your notepads and your pen. Take notes. Get this free game. It's right here.
So many reasons to get a woman out of this. But the days of a woman staying, of a men staying with women, men only normally stay with women in families until the child was self-sufficient or at least could. Shout out to my brother here, M.A.'s some wife. And she 40 and 50 and 60, titty sagging. And he just there. I love you. I love you more than them 24-year-olds. He ain't, that's new. Most men fucked, had. Let's tell you what happened to DDG's position. According to TMZ, the petition was denied. Okay? When y'all gonna learn? I know you can't see it on the screen. DDG files to stop Haley Bailey from leaving the country with son. Judge clears her to travel. You're going to learn the hard way. When you're reactive, if you're not proactive and you just thinking that this person is not your fucking enemy and you're cool and you're going to work it out and she finally going to realize, no, what she's doing is she's fighting for that kid.
Men, you have to learn to be active. You have to learn to execute. Stop sitting back waiting for shit. A large number of you men get played. And some of you deserve it. You don't fucking listen. Men, it's time to listen. Men, you don't fight fire or fire. Look, Haley already told you how she move. She already told you how she get down. She looked delusional as fuck. She looked like there's somebody else inside her besides her. And it doesn't make it any better that she's with Disney. And y'all know the history behind Disney. And who's affiliated and associated with Disney. They don't always come out okay. But here, you made a bad move. When you have evidence, the first thing you should have did was presented your shit. But you didn't. You got to know how to strike. You got to know how to move with precision. You got to know how to move strategically, my brother. And that goes for a large number of men in this situation. And this is why myself and Coach Greg Adams is coming at it this way. Come on, men. Get your head in the fucking game and out of your ass.
That kid is the most important thing. You are not. The baby is the gold. So she's going to do everything she can for that kid. Fuck you, nigga. That's what she's saying. But this is too easy. Judge said, nah, you can go ahead and go. So now the kid's going to Italy and now he over here stuck on stupid. I mean, look.
But look at her eyes. Believe me when I tell you, the delusion is real. The craziness is real. Deceptive, very deceptive. Controlling, conniving, promiscuous. She has that look. childhood trauma. Now we're getting somewhere. See, all it takes is to look into an individual. And him, he looked like a simp. I'm sorry, he do. Yes, ma'am. Yes, mammy. I'll do whatever. Very passive. I don't see nothing masculine about him. Let's continue the feast.
Of course, locked up. Locked up. They got the judges locked up. They got the politicians locked up. But you niggas will still sit up here and say voting doesn't matter. Okay, it might not matter for the presidency because there's an electoral college. But your local vote certainly matters. Reasons. Now, they wouldn't let your monkey ass leave with a child. But Haley Bailey has filed to deny DDG's request and instead grant her permission to take the son out of the country so she can work. Woo-wee. Haley is also requesting orders to stop DDG and his family and friends to stop posting about their sons. That's just to silence him. In this litigation and
let me take it. Let me do another twist. Let me curve this thing. Could it be the industry doesn't want him with her? Didn't look at it that way, did you? Maybe the industry have their hands in this. We don't want him with Haley. And they're doing what they can to keep him out of the picture. See, you have to look at things from different angles. And we know how the industry works. If the industry feels that this partnership is not good, it's not a good look, then the industry is going to do what they can to divide. That means separate. And in doing so, they're going to do what they can to keep him from her. Let's just say DDG got that phone call. Y'all know what I mean when I say the phone call. It'd be in your best interest to keep away from Haley. It'd be in your best interest to stay away. It'd be in your best interest to go no contact. And we're not going to have this conversation again. Like I said, I look at things from different angles.
Haley on all platforms. Haley also points out that DDG waited until June 4th, yesterday, to file a request to block her from traveling and ask for new custody orders when he and his attorney have ignored all the other efforts for him to have monitored visits with their son since the issuance of the TRO on 5/13/25. I tell you, man, you guys are so reactive, and then you're passive. You let them file this and file that. You don't do shit. You don't force visits. You don't force them to drop off the kids for your supervised. You don't force them to honor the 50-50. And then all of a sudden, when you see, oh, man, we better stop her from leaving. Too late. It's too late. Y'all weren't proactive. You sat around and didn't care, and you thought she was going to fucking, come to some epiphany. Oh, maybe I'm doing my baby daddy wrong. No. Judge was like, yeah, fuck all that. And she came in with some more fire. Okay, he hasn't done what? Right here. He's ignored all efforts to have monitor visits. So he hasn't, according to her, appeal. So you guys don't know what you're talking about. This is the family court. There is no appeal. Nigga said appeal. Oh boy. The family court is separate from the courts here, the judicial courts. There's no appeal. When you appeal to the family court judges, right? The supervisor judge, which they're going to shoot your shit down. All right. But anyway, apparently she's claiming that he's ignored her efforts to establish monetized visits because he feels slighted. He doesn't want to do the supervised visits. He doesn't want to do them because they're humiliating. So he's rejected that. He said, nah, fuck that. But now he wants to come back in and say, stop her from leaving the country. No, you got to do your visits. Even if
you have to do, even though it doesn't make sense, even though the math is not mathing, you still have to do what is asked. It will work better in your favor when you do what is asked. Okay, you know what? I don't really like doing monetized visits, but I'll do it. When you follow the rules, it works in your favor in the long haul because now you're keeping a record of everything that you do. Haley is going to crash out. Trust me. She's going to have a meltdown. Do what you need to do. Sit your ass down. Lay low. And prepare yourself because you know what's coming. Then you present what you need to present to the court because then you will have accurate proof that can support your case, that can give you favor.
they're supervised and humiliating, you got to do your visits. The fact that they're saying you didn't do your visits, you lost leverage. Done. You can't go into court and not do your visits and pay your child support and run in there and try to get leverage in them courts.
They're going to run your ass up out of there, look at you like you stupid. In order to have leverage, you have to be willing to do what is asked of you.
Can't do it. Okay, he's filed an emergency petition to stop Haley from taking the son out of the country so she can work. And it says claiming she poses an imminent emotional and psychological risk to the child. That may be true. And all of that stuff. Yep, she's making plans to fly to Italy so she can work and also do her career. She says right here, the court shouldn't allow this because Haley isn't mentally healthy enough to care for her child. Well, she has a nanny. And he worries about how she might do what she might do if she leaves the court's jurisdiction. It's too late for this, bro. He provides evidence of alleged conduct he thinks is troubling, claiming Haley once took his firearm and left the house without telling him where she was going. DDG, where was all this at before? She alleges that ultimately he...
How come he didn't present all of this in the fucking beginning? Again, you got to be active. You got to be able to act on shit. You can't just sit back and not do nothing, or sit back and lollygag, or sit back and take your time, or sit back and wait. Well, I'm going to see what she says first, and then I'm going to react. No, you got evidence, you got proof, you got things to present, you got receipts, you need to act on it.
He found her outside just holding the firearm. He says she was pregnant when the incident went down. Again, young men, I hope you're listening to me. This is called reactive. He had all of this evidence before, right when they broke up, and he didn't want to take her to court. Now look at him. He wants to submit this evidence now on June 4th.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct.
I wonder why the judge says hell to the no. They're not looking at it. Now, granted, let's just say some things take place down the line. And this situation revisits itself. But see, again, you have to learn how to act on things, especially when you got receipts to back up your claim. Don't just sit back and not do nothing. Don't just sit back and be lazy. You got it? Act on it. Move.
When she took him to court in May, and he had a chance to take her to court prior to that, knowing what we're reading now, he could have done this right then and there, and he didn't because he thought, well, I want to be cool with my baby mama. And look at his ass now.
Some motherfuckers you can't be cool with. I'm sorry. I'm not fucking cool with my ex. Knowing what the fuck my ex did to me and the position she put me in, being homeless in them streets, 2 mild heart attacks, the shit that I went through. And I'm going to sit up there and be cool with her. Fuck that. Fuck you.
He has no more leverage in that court. He has no more leverage in that court. And it says, he alleges that she once tried to have an early termination behind his back, but she was ultimately had her mind changed and decided not to go with it. Brothers. What is this shit?
What the hell? Oh my God, no way.
You knew this when? At month 1, 2, 3. And now you're just revealing this? It's too late. All right. On another occasion, 2 months after Halo was born, DDG claims Haley sent a series of alarming text messages threatening to delete herself, suggesting that their infant son, Halo, might also be harmed. I'll show you the text messages, and they are true. They look legitimate. I've seen text messages like this. You just got to understand, the world is going to look at this as some sort of postpartum depression. All right, where'd the text messages go? All right, I had them.
Some may look at it that way. But nigga, we from the streets. We know she's in her right mind. She knew what the fuck she doing. We're not going to sit up there and blame it on something for the reason why her behavior is the way it is. No, you know what the fuck you're doing. You're damn evil. You're wicked. That's it. That's all. We're not going to co-sign crazy, but we're not going to make excuses for it either. Haley needs to be held accountable for her actions and her behavior. The fuck you doing talking foolish talk? Because you're not getting your way. We know what time it is. But if you want to shift the goalposts, what is the industry telling you? Is the industry telling you to behave a certain way, to move a certain way, to curve him out? Only time is going to tell before everything get exposed. All secrets will be exposed. Hidden secrets, dark secrets, all lies will be exposed.
Oh, here we go right here. I had them. All right, so there it is right here. We have the date, which is 3/21/2024. All right, you can see they're firing back and forth. These are alleged text messages by Haley Bailey, just so you guys know. I'm just showing you the evidence. I'm not going to read all of them. We also have texts in February of 2023. And and as you can see, they're on all capitals. We have a woman says, you leave me hanging as a mother, okay? You don't step up when I need you. I'm begging you. I just found out you slept with Lala in Mexico. I'm going to delete myself tonight. There's a lot of misspellings, or I don't know what this is. My son will not be afraid for it or around for it, okay? I hate you forever. You can have him and let her be his mom. I'm assuming that the woman that he slept with, she also says she wants to be unalived. I never want to be here again. There's a lot of misspellings here. I hate this all. I hate this life. Guys, this happens a lot to women, for sure. And people are going to call it postpartum depression. It certainly looks like postpartum depression.
We're not going to call it postpartum depression. We're going to call it stupidness. We're going to call it stupidness. Things not going your way. Being petty, drama queen, spoiled. We're going to call it what we're going to call it. But again, we're not going to rule out nothing. But we're going to put all things on the table. We're not going to say it's one thing and not everything else. No, we're going to put everything on the table. Yeah.
You do have to expect this when you have children. I gave you the data on postpartum depression. It is not good. All right. 1 in 4 women are going to experience it longer than past 6 weeks. Some women do recover from it. Some women go on longer than a year or two. And I even heard one study say up to 7 years a woman could go through postpartum. And it is amplified by struggle. It's amplified that if the woman has a couple babies back to back, you just amplified this. It's amplified by the psychologists and sociologists, if you will, therapists. It's also amplified if the woman had psychological issues prior to having the kid.
And also childhood issues. Like I said, we're not going to sit up there. I'm not going to, and if I, let me correct myself. We're not going to sit up here and say that's the reason why of her behavior. But we're going to put all the other possibilities on the table. Maybe that's a correct way of putting it. We're going to put all of the other possibilities on the table. We're not going to rule out nothing. We're not going to just say that that is the only thing and not everything else of what it could be. Or it could be a combination of everything. You see? Individuals operate differently. Hell, I didn't know what narcissism was until I went to marriage counseling. And my marriage counselor shared with me what it was and then let me know who I married. My reaction was, well, I be damned. But then I had to educate myself on narcissism. Where did it come from? What diagnosis is given that gives an indication that that individual is a narcissist? I had to do my research. I've heard of bipolar, but I've never heard of narcissism. So a lot of times we may say is one thing, but what about the other possibilities of things that it could be that's not being presented to the table?
So try not to overlook this red flag of women that say they have depression and anxiety and stressed out. This woman's going to have postpartum depression. It's amplified by drug use and alcohol use. It's amplified by race, right? Black women typically going to be able to get away with shit like this. White women tend to be use therapy to get by it, where black women don't, although they're using more therapy to try to cope with it. But by that time, the damage is done. They're not in therapy during the episodes. They get in therapy after this shit plays out. When she's got the custody, when she has everything lined up, then she'll go into therapy and say she's fixing herself. All right, but when they're going through these episodes, they're not in therapy at all. They're not in therapy at all. Okay, so the proactive thing, reactive, I hope you guys are learning. And it says right here, DDG claims that the court shouldn't allow her to travel and have custody of her son, and says she isn't mentally stable. He provides examples right here. And this is the same article here that DDG is now providing. But this is all evidence he had. Somebody said this is their first kid, though. In the black community, all it takes is one kid. How many black community people do you know that one kid came and the relationship was kaput? In the black community, it's almost always one kid. All right. It's almost one kid. And then that woman will have kids by multiple men. One kid by this nigga. One kid by that guy. One kid. And guess what happens to the dad? He gets pushed the fuck out. Why? Because the community capes and allow for it. And then they say he's a deadbeat. He was a no good. He was a Rolling Stone. He was a gang member. He was a pookie. He was irresponsible. He was Duke Dennis. Hey, the black community only literally goes one baby and out. One and done. One and done.
But don't talk about the fathers that love their children. Don't talk about the fathers that support their children. But don't talk about the fathers that fight to be in their children's lives. They don't talk about that part. They want to spew this negative about the father. But what about the positive that the father does? What about the positive things that the husband does? Okay. We're going to let it roll a little bit more and we out.
That's the black community in general. But the greater community, if you will, the entire American, it's 2. 2 to 3 kids and it's done. Right? So when a marriage exists, it's normally 2 to 3 kids and it's over. Just look at the birth rates. Now with the Latinos, it tends to be 10 kids and shit. You know what I mean? 10 kids. And she finally pulling the plug. Oh, Hector. He, me, all right. It's 10 kids with Latinos. So they'll push out more babies than you can possibly count and shit. You be out there with a census taker, be like 1, 2, 50, 11. All right, kids running around like you can't even catch them. All right, so shout out to the Latinos. They'll push out more fucking babies. All right, they get about 5, 10 deep. All right, every now and then it's 1, 2 with them, but onesie twosies. All right, but the Latinos, they typically put up with shit. It'd be 15 babies deep by then. And then she finally like, I'm looking for a divorce. Her gunt all hanging over, fupa all hanging through her jeans and shit. You're like, you're going to divorce and go where? Mia. All right. Anyway, with that being said,
it's your boy Big Truck. You already know what time it is. I want to thank y'all for tapping in. Some things I had to get off my chest. So now that it's off my chest, now we can all breathe easy and be breezy and enjoy this wonderful day. Enjoy this week. Enjoy the time that we have, that we're able to wake up and take our breath each and every day. Somewhere, someone was unable to wake up this morning. Somewhere, someone took their last breath. So you have to live your best life while you're living. Create memories. Create a legacy. Create memories that leaves a legacy. Enjoy living your best life. It's your boy Big Truck and we gone.